2 weeks ago, I left my car in Oregon and flew back east. There were 3 big family events back home, so the past 2 weeks I was in the New York, New Jersey area spending time with family and friends. This morning I flew back to Oregon where my car was, so I decided to have a reset day. I cleaned up my car, bought groceries, and filled up my tank, so now I am all ready to spend the rest of the week in Oregon. Tonight I'm staying at a Love's, so I'm gonna get to sleep and I'll see you all in the morning. You asked, I answered. I pulled your questions from Patreon, Instagram, and YouTube, and today I am going to respond. The first question is, how do I get ready in the morning? Every day is a little bit different depending on my situation. Last night I stayed at a Love's, so this morning I just walked right into the building and I had the entire restroom to myself. Now, I'm not staying at a Love's every night, so there are different options. Sometimes I'll wait till I get to my first destination for the day. For example, I'll wait till I get to a restroom at the trailhead, at a coffee shop, or wherever I'm going. The nights where I'm wild camping, I always have a cup in my front seat. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Overall, it just takes some getting used to. Honestly, at this point, I don't even have to think about it that much. Now, I was asked how I choose what I'm going to do for the day, and a lot of the times I base it off the weather. Right now it's raining, so I clearly don't want to be inside, so instead I'm going to go to a local coffee shop and get some work done. I did a quick Google search to see what coffee shops were around me, and I found a local cafe that I'm going to go to. Searching online and asking locals for recommendations are the 2 main ways I find places to go. What do I do for work? I edit videos on my cousin's channel to support my travels. Living on the road, my 2 main expenses are gas and food. I save a ton not having to pay rent. Occasionally, I'll pay to do fun activities, but for the most part, I go explore places that are free. There's a very good chance it starts to rain when I get to my hike, but it stops, so I am going right now. What music do I listen to? Listening to music helps me through my long drives. I have many playlists depending on my vibe that day, but these are the songs I listen to on this ride. How do I find hikes? When trying to find a hike, I look on the app All Trails to see what's around the area. Usually I read reviews and look at photos before choosing which hike to do. This is a 4.4-mile hike with a waterfall at the top. Now that I've been moving around for a little bit, I think it's time to put on a shirt instead. This is the time of year where the flowers here are starting to bloom. Best advice? Step out of your comfort zone. Moving into my car has taught me how much the world has to offer. So try new things, meet new people, explore new places. You never know what you'll find. The next question is, how do I take a shower? Well, let me show you. My favorite showers are waterfalls and lakes at the top of a hike. I also take showers at the gym, occasionally out of Love's, using a sink or body wipes. It is time to go and find a place to stay for the night. On my way here, I stopped at a gas station and asked to use their microwave, so I just heated up some rice and chana masala for dinner. Another question I got asked frequently was, do I get lonely and how do I deal with loneliness? That's definitely a valid question because I travel on my own. I would say within the past 4 months, about like 80% of the time I'm by myself. So let's start with the other 20%. While I've been traveling, I do make it a priority to see family and friends along the way, and I have also had family members visit me while traveling. Now, the rest of the time I am on my own. I've always been an introvert, so I don't mind being on my own. I find it very relaxing just going and hiking and doing whatever I want by myself. But of course, there are times where I do need social interaction. So while I'm driving, especially on long rides, that's when I call people back home and just catch up. Also, since living on the road, I have become way more social. I'm definitely a shy person and it is tough for me to just go out and talk to strangers, but since living on the road, especially when I'm hiking or going to cafes or wherever really, I always stop by and have conversations with new people. And last thing, this might seem sort of silly, but I do film as I go, and just talking in front of the camera makes me feel less alone. Overall, if you want to travel alone, I guess you just have to ask yourself the question, are you comfortable being by yourself most of the time? And if you aren't, are there ways to make you more comfortable? What are my short-term and long-term plans? Now, I'm not one that loves planning. I've really been enjoying just waking up and taking it day by day. I'm originally from New York, so I have a lot of family and friends still there, so I'm hoping that in the summer I get to travel around New England, and hopefully some of them will even be in videos with me. Now, if you've been following along, you may know that I went to school to become a teacher, and that is still in the plan. Right now, I'm just enjoying life though, and one day I do hope to be an elementary school teacher. Do I want a van and/or dog? Maybe one day, but for now, I'm really content with what I have.